Concentration has been easy gold in World of Warcraft since it was introduced. This is our engineering concentration video. We'll be looking what knowledge spec to run, recipes to potentially target, and some general min-maxing. Engineering was mediocre in the War Within, so how are we looking in Midnight? Early expansion, everything is silly expensive. Just go with basic rank 5 uncommon profession gear. Multi-craft tool for most of this. There is no need for an enchant early expansion. Don't worry too much about patron orders, at least from the perspective of getting more knowledge. If they are free, profitable, or super cheap, then sure, but normally it's not worth the effort on concentration characters. Grab your first time crafts when leveling up your engineering, as well as the profession treasures out in the world for extra knowledge. Now, you guys know I have a habit, if something is crap, then I'll tell you it's crap. Engineering concentration is not crap. In fact, I would say it's fairly mid. In fact, the thing I don't like about engineering concentration is probably going to put a lot of other people off. So it may end up being the profession which from a concentration perspective has the least competition in it, which, could prove nice. The issue is the same issue we had in the War Within, and unlocking the recipes is just a pain, basically. We have a system of recycling which is destroying other crafts to give us engineering materials and a chance of learning new recipes. But once again, this is RNG, which is not so much of an issue when it's a crafter and you have to do it once. But when you're talking about concentration alts and you could be doing this 10 plus times, then it does get to be a bit of a pain. This is my issue with engineering. There is some good stuff here. It's just the setup, especially when compared to how easy a lot of the other professions have become in Midnight to set up for concentration. Anyway, knowledge setup, 20 points in multi-craft, this is huge. If you can also get 15 points in recycling and then 20 points in concentrated effort, then that is going to give you 100% concentration refunds with Ingenuity procs. That's nice, as we don't get many of those anymore with professions. Let's assume we recycled away then and managed to get our choice of recipes. What looks good? My favourite looking concentration target is currently the scopes. Ranged weapon enchants basically. Now this will depend on how good these end up being, as we have had times in the past where we've had scopes in the game, but they just end up being worse than basic weapon enchants. But if these are good, then they look like a really good choice for concentration. There's also ammo as well, so consumables for ranged weapons. These are fine, but I can't see these being particularly good choices for concentration, as you're only getting one per craft, which is kind of sucky. We have engineering parts, just like we did in the War Within, Song Gear and Soul Sprocket. These could be okay, I guess, but they don't have a huge amount of materials in them, which makes, using them for concentration not probably worthwhile. But we'll see how prices turn out. We have cogwheels as well. Few more materials in these than the parts, but not a lot more, and the demand for these is a lot lower than basic engineering parts too. There are a few embellishments as well, but the issue with the engineering embellishments tends to be that they only tend to be working with engineering crafts. This tends to mean that they have a pretty terrible demand compared to embellishments from other professions. With the basic engineering crafts, I just feel like there's a lot of kind of okay stuff. Except for the scopes, I feel like they could do really well if they end up being good. Now there is something else we could do, but first, just a quick note about the community goal making Discord. Lots of free Midnight profession guides on there, so if that's of any help to you, the link to come and join us is in the description below. Now, the other thing we could potentially do is something I have suggested on some of the other professions and push for concentration profession gear crafting via work orders early expansion. Early on, it's difficult to craft profession gear without concentration, so you can make quite a lot of gold per craft. This is even more so with the likes of epic profession gear, as you need to get these recipes, which is going to cost Moxie. And there is also some really good stuff here with engineering. We have the profession tools for dual crafting, engineering, and tailoring, to name a few. Those are some high demand profession gear crafts. Now, to be able to do this, you do need to get much higher profession skill than if you wanted to craft scopes. You may even potentially need to use some plus skill items at times to be able to push to rank 4 crafts to concentrate to rank 5. Knowledge setup wise, for a basic setup, you're going to go for a 0, 10, 30, putting the points into whatever it is you want to craft. If you can get some more knowledge points, which you should be able to with engineering, then more points in market mobility will make this a more viable build. Yes, you need to use trade chat. Yes, once crafters can craft it without concentration, your profit margins are going to disappear quite a lot. But right at the start of the expansion, this should work pretty well. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Does engineering concentration look good despite the more difficult setup? If this video helped, please throw it a like, and I'll see you next time.